What's going on, guys? I am going to do this live. This is an unlisted video cast for Gladiator Strong group. So guys, just keep it within the group. If you really feel you want to share it with a friend, of course, go for it. So we got some good questions in here. I mean, all questions are good questions. And, I always say this when I hold a seminar. I remember I did this when I was in North Carolina. I said, okay, I did this whole presentation. I said, who's got questions? And nobody had questions. I go, that's no good. I go, you should question everything I just told you. You should question everything I demonstrated. You should have questions as coaches always. And if you're not a coach of others, remember, you are a coach of yourself. So Coach Reeve was like, oh, I love that you called them out. That's what he said. It's like, I love that you called them out. Let me try to tilt this up. And no good. There we go. We're working here, baby. All right, guys, sorry about that. Okay. First question from Bob. He goes, Zach, I've got tight shoulders. It's hard for me to wrench myself into a good back squat position. My shoulders are healthy. I don't have injuries. They're just tight. I've been keeping my hands out at the collars. It allows me to not have to kill my upper back and still squat. It's a comfortable position for me. A safety squat bar would look great under the Christmas tree, but I'm not counting on Santa delivering this year. So it's on that someday list. I know you have shoulders too. What's your take? Am I screwing up by going hands wide? Couple things. If we're tight here, guys, a lot of time it's tight pecs. So what you want to do is take a lacrosse ball and you want to smash side to side, up and down. And I want to go shoulder back, up and down this way. I also want to do some bench press motion on it and circles, thumb in, thumb back, and smashing that up. You need to go at least 2 minutes on each side. You could also put a hard rubber medicine ball on the floor, lay down, almost like you're laying down on your belly, and just go smash this area up. Now, Bob, I don't know who's older. I'm almost 42. My rule of thumb is if it hurts, don't do it. There's nothing wrong with using a safety squat bar, front squats instead. You could do that wide position, right? Because it doesn't put us in that external rotation. And then the other thing that's, price-wise, Black Widow TG, Black Widow training gear. It is a hollow squat bar, so they're not going to be as expensive as these the steel ones that weigh 60 to 75 pounds. And you're also going to need probably specialty collars on those safety bars from Black Widow because the normal collars don't lock on there tight enough. So that's some food for thought for you. They don't sell them anymore, but I used to go to Home Depot and get these large kind of like collars. They were clamps. They were like $3 each. We put them on all of our safety bars. They were very strong. So listen, if you see back squats on the protocol and they're not good for you, I want you to double kettlebell squat. I want you to Zercher squat. I want you to sandbag squat. In that meantime, let's work on smashing up the pecs. Let's do some dislocators with PVC pipe and bands and work on the pec soft tissue, basically the quality of the pec muscles. So I hope that helps you out, my brother. Also, they're not going to be too cheap. I've been on Craigslist before. I'm always searching up equipment just for the heck of it. But sometimes people are trying to sell it for cheap. You just got to be quick and try to find it. So next question from Matthew. And Matthew says, when you are given a team to coach, how do you foster harmony and root out selfishness? From that first workout, we have... I remember doing this when I was at Rutgers, doing this at Lehigh. You don't kind of get it all out in the air from the beginning. Number one is that first workout has to be awesome. The energy has to be high, not complicated, very simple. I remember the first workout I did with them at Rutgers was this. 5 sets of 3. 3 jumps, 3 trap bar deadlifts, and 3 explosive pull-ups. Then we did 6 dumbbell bench for speed, and then 6 crossover push-ups, 3 on each side, and then 6 over, 6 under on the band pull part. Then they did farmer walks, I think they did farmer walks, abs, and med ball slams. And I kept the reps low, the energy high. They crushed it. Then I did a quick closeout with the guys. I go, guys, that was awesome energy. I go, we need to keep bringing that energy. I go, on the days that you might feel run down or tired, keep that in your back pocket. And I said, the best thing you could do, and I believe Walter Payton said this, I shared this lesson I learned from my buddy who runs the wrestling club out of the Scotch Plains Underground. Walter Payton said, he gave a speech, he goes, the best thing you can do, or the best thing I could do, is be a great teammate. So I said, guys, as individual as wrestling is, if you want to get better, take the focus off yourself and make the other guy better. I go, because when that happens, we adopt a Navy SEAL code, which is ready to lead, ready to follow, never quit. Sometimes I need you to be the leader. Sometimes I'm run down and I need you to be the leader and I will be the follower. We never quit. If you're having a tough time or a bad day, keep that in your back pocket. So I talked to them about they will get better by making the team better. And you have to revisit that pretty often. Sorry, guys. Ronnie Gomez. I'm doing a lot of traveling right now. I have access to a gym. I could do most of the exercises, but no sled work. What can I substitute for sled work? Or should I do sled work when I get back to my home gym? Sled work is just going to be your lower body endurance. Get on a high incline treadmill, 8 to 10 degrees, and just power walk. You could go for like 2 minutes, high incline, drop it down to 3 degrees, walk or jog for a minute or two, and maybe get a total of 10 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes hard, and then a minute to 90 seconds kind of recovery. And that's going to be great for your legs. Eric Pritch, my man, Jersey. Have you read any good books for parents, parenting, connecting with your kids? Eric, I have not read parenting books. I'm going to tell you, you also as a teacher and a coach, you probably learn about parenting when you experience not so good parenting. It's hard to say this is good, this is not good, but you know bad parenting when you experience it and when you see it. So what I try to do is support my kids, and when I find that I spoil them, I really, realize that that's my fault. And I do, when I say stuff to my kids, it's pretty much what I would say to other kids. If I was coaching my son in wrestling, guys, the kind of coach I am is he wouldn't get the special attention. He wouldn't get the more attention. He wouldn't get to choose, I get to do this or that. If I was his baseball coach, football coach, I wouldn't say, hey, you get to be quarterback. Nope, best man wins. So I'm pretty sure you're a big fan of Jocko Willink. I saw Jocko say this months ago. Somebody tweeted out to him, hey, Jocko, will your son also be a Navy SEAL? And he said, my son will grow up to be whatever he wants to be. My daughter has this kind of like intensity about her. My son, very hard worker, but a much more chill, whatever kind of, attitude, yet he could flip the switch. I can't push him to be something that he is not. So, and I've seen that many times. I've seen the toughest kids come from the most privileged homes, and I've seen the weakest kids come from the hood, and vice versa, and everything in between. So all we could do, Pritch, is our best. I'm already crushed for time. What's your biggest bang for your buck ankle mobility work? Hanging out in the bottom of a proper bodyweight squat and doing that multiple times throughout your day. I think it's the most simple and effective thing we could do. That's not fancy and out of control. You could smash your calves and your Achilles on a rumble roller. You could take a kettlebell or a center mass bell and smash your calves and Achilles. You can, do partner smash where you lay down, put your shins on a pillow, and your kids maybe walk on your calves and the bottom of the Achilles. But I find that the best is by getting into the bottom of that squat with shoes and without shoes, of course. Christine Rossi, follow Chris on Instagram. She's hilarious. I saw her doing a tire sled drag across the street to get the male. Sorry, guys, I'm watching my dog, making sure she doesn't crap on the floor. Got the Doberman and the Maltese. Here we go. Look at this killer. She's crazy. She's crazy. My Doberman, she's pretty crushed. You guys see her over there? Hey, mama. So, letting you guys in on a little bit of the life. And right now the family's in Florida, tennis camp. I will go after college wrestling in April. So, the next question, Stephen Rule. Let me pick up my dog. She wants to be held. Dogs want love and food. Hey, Z, this kind of links to Ronnie's question. In England at the moment, we are having a typical autumn weather, lots of rain, so I'm limited to get outside on sled work. What could I do instead to get a similar training effect that I could do inside a small garage gym? Small garage gym is going to be tough. If you had a bigger space, you could put a band across, a thicker band, diagonal across the body to do partner band-resisted sprints. Forward, you could also do band-resisted bear crawl. Anytime you go forward, I like to put the band diagonal across the chest. If you're going to do it backwards, partner-resisted band, power walk, put it around the waist and the lower back. I found that when you're running forward, when it's around your stomach, it just cuts into your breathing. So forward is here, backwards is around the lower back, and it's not pressing against the belly. That being said, if you're in the garage, don't worry about the sled work. You could do step-ups for time. You could do jumping rope. You could work that as a circuit. So you basically want to work your muscles, your legs, and what you could do is get the slingshot hip circle, put it around your thighs, walk forwards, walk backwards, walk left, walk right. Your hips and glutes are going to get destroyed. I use it a lot on our wrestlers. We have a ton of them at the college. I have them also at the underground. And our athletes are just, it's amazing how crushed they get from it. So keep that one in mind. I would definitely get yourself a slingshot if you're in the small garage gym. Let me see if we got any other questions. I think that's it. Let me take a little scan through here and see if anybody had any questions. You know, our workouts, guys, in general, they're pretty tough. You should be able to finish them in 40 minutes. You know, you're going to warm up for 5 to 10 minutes. You want to sneak in some mobility that's specific to what you have to do. The easiest thing to do is go on YouTube, go to the Mobility WOD page on Kelly Starrett's and just type in pecs, shoulders, hips, and learn. You have to educate yourself. This workout today, we did double kettlebell front squat with double kettlebell row. We started off with a clean and jerk, 5, 4, 3, 2, then go lighter and do 10. Sandbag carries, swings, pull-ups. If you're, feeling, oh man, this is too much, and that says 3 sets, why don't you just go ahead and do 2 sets? And then the dumbbell side raise, the rear delts, and the sit-ups, instead of 3 sets, do 1 set, guys. 1 set is 100% more than 0. Next week, you build up and do a 2nd set. I always say you get a mobility cool down of 5 minutes. Today, for example, I did a circuit, and then I did 3 sets of 8 of safety bar squats. After I was done with that, I did the couch stretch, did 2 sets of 1 minute. I did some static hamstring stretching, and then I smashed the quads, the back, the glutes, because I was going to take a 1-hour drive home. So I got on that rumble roller and smashed it up. If you're ever feeling more beat up than normal, then do everything light, but do it as a circuit. Don't worry what says 1, 2, 3, 4. Do it as a circuit for 2 rounds of like 15 reps, and then smash and mobilize for 15 minutes. I promise you'll feel like $1,000,000. That's it, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. It's 9:45. Brush teeth, lay down, read a little bit, lights out. I'm waking up at 5:15. Peace, guys. Much love.